The candlesticks we looked at earlier represent the price movement of the market. Lines of support and resistance represent the maximum or minimum prices that market participants are willing to pay at certain moments in time. The understanding of these key levels is critical for decision-making and risk management. Plotting these lines may be the easiest thing you will learn in these lessons. Not plotting these lines may be the most expensive lesson for you, and we will go into more detail in our education series. Let's start by opening a gold chart and looking at the 1-month time frame. Clearly, we had a serious high here, so we can plot this as a line of resistance. We can think of this resistance as a ceiling. If we don't like the look of this line, we can modify it by double-clicking on it. You should then see small boxes on either end. Right-click on the line and a pop-up box will appear. Select Horizontal Line Properties. The next pop-up box is typical of most MT4 configurations, and you should get used to seeing them. As an example, under Common, let's change the color of our horizontal line to red, and let's make it a bit thinner. If we look at Visualization, we can select the time frames in which we wish to see certain indicators or objects. For now, we will leave these lines at on all time frames. MT4 has now memorized these settings, so let's draw the next line of resistance. This ceiling is quite clearly important, and it looks like price tried to break through 3 times in the past without success. Looking at the price, it was also an important psychological level as it is a round number. Also, as with most MT4 objects, if you can see the small boxes, you may click, hold, and drag these lines to modify their positions. Or you may use the Delete key on your keyboard to delete all the new objects on your chart in order from newest to oldest. Or right-click on an object and select Delete. Or right-click on the chart to select Objects List and delete the objects you no longer need. Okay, let's draw a line of support. This is the opposite of resistance, and you can see why. Think of this as a floor. We will draw one more line of resistance and move on. Let's change to the gold weekly chart, and lo and behold, we see the lines of support and resistance we drew on the monthly chart. The other lines are too far away from current price to see, but if you are curious, simply click, hold, and drag the price column. Now, let's drop to the daily chart. You can see that the lines we plotted on the weekly chart are still here, but now would be a good time for a key observation. Zoom out and you can see that this line of resistance at around $1,300 was also in play a while ago. More importantly, however, this same line was also once a line of support, or a floor, where the price had a hard time breaking through. You can see this repeated very often in the markets on every asset you trade on any time frame. For example, looking at this hourly chart on Euro-Aussie, we can see a ranging market that lasted for a few days, bouncing between support and resistance. Again, looking at the week before, this line of resistance used to be a line of support. Sadly, if you delete this chart, your work will be lost. Check File, Open Deleted to see if your chart is still available. If you want to save these lines, and you should, save your work in a profile or set up your charts within an existing profile. That will ensure that your work and these lines are saved for future viewing. In our education series, we will look at how to use these key levels and how ignoring them can be quite costly. To review, in this lesson we covered drawing a horizontal line, modifying and moving lines, deleting a horizontal line, identifying support and resistance, and saving your work. In the next lesson, we will look at drawing trend lines.